Chula. Chula's our new pup. Balance this and get out there without dropping it. Rainy morning. About 50 degrees. Temperature's dropping again. That's okay. It is November. Whew. Rain dropping on my neck. And I made it without dropping it. Well, good morning, y'all. Marty here, out in the wood shop this morning. It is about 7:30 on Monday, November 9th, 2020. Yeah, about 50 degrees and rainy this morning. At least it's not snowing. There's a chance tomorrow. But I'll be out of here because I'll probably get a load this morning sometime. Be back out on the road trucking. But I'd hang out in the shop a little bit here this morning. And I thought I will do a little video. Got my coffee and my pistachios. Yeah, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to ramble and eat pistachios and drink coffee. That is what I do. Oh yeah. When my wife and I first met, 2005. We love pistachios. We sit by the bonfire and eat pistachios and throw the shells at each other. We still do. After almost 15 years. I just swept the shop too, but pistachio shells on the floor gives it a little character. Yeah, I don't know. For me, I don't think there's anything better with coffee than pistachios. It's so good. Chocolate's good too, but oh, good coffee. What did I get? Dunkin' Donut morning dark roast or something. Good. Yeah, I don't know what. Pistachios and coffee is so good. Anyway, so in this video, I'm going to give y'all some just gift ideas of things you can make out of wood. If you're a woodworker or a crafter, or And then I'm going to scroll saw something. Just a little neat gift idea. I think something I made years ago, and I'm going to make a couple more this year, or some more. So yeah, I'm going to talk about gift ideas for woodworking, and I'll scroll saw something. Oh, that one had nothing in it. Got gypped on that one. But every once in a while, there's one out of a shell, so then that's a bonus. So, are you enjoying having me throw pistachio shells at you? I don't know how that'll look on the camera on the video, but oh, I love being in the shop. Someday, be working closer to home and be home every day and have a little time out here. Anyway, so yeah, it's November. It's getting to be the Christmas season. Everybody's different. Some people don't get in the Christmas spirit or do anything till a couple days or a week before Christmas. Some people start in October. I always loved the Christmas season. And actually, after I found Jesus, it meant so much more to me. But it's just a wonderful time of year. Yeah, I know it can be commercialized and busy and all that stuff. Don't let all that affect your Christmas spirit and your holiday, and you're having time with family and friends, and exchanging gifts and celebrating Jesus and his birth. So, yeah, when I was younger, I always never been big on Halloween. Right around Halloween, I always start decorating for Christmas. So, no, it's November 9th. We haven't decorated yet. My wife and I were going to yesterday, but we were just tired. And so, I'll probably be home in a week and a half, and then we'll get everything decorated, lights and ornaments and stuff. Unless she starts when I'm gone. She did that last year too. That's nice too. So, yeah. Hope you're all doing well. A lot of crazy things with the election and everything. Just my advice, whether the one candidate won that you didn't want to win, or the one that you did want to win. Sounds like a rhyme or something. It's all in God's hands. God's in control. Don't worry. Don't fret. Don't, riot or get mad or argue. Just pray for the one that got elected. I don't get into politics. I don't get into all that. I just try to do what I can do, for people, help people to smile, help people in need when I can, people in my circle of influence, my friends and family, my neighborhood. And, if we all just do that, yeah, the big decisions and all that's important, but I don't worry about it. I don't get into all that. Just don't. So no matter what, we'll be okay. God's in control. And the virus and all the stuff of the world, try not to focus on it. It's not that I'm burying my head in the sand. I know about all that stuff and I pray about it all and for everyone. But I just need to find joy every day and try to smile and help others to do the same. So, even though it's different this year, I pray you all can get in the Christmas spirit and celebrate together, or individually or distant, whatever. For me, sorry, I'll take a break from pistachios. For me, here goes. Oh, praise the Lord. I don't know. Pistachio and coffee. It's like the best combination. Yeah. But no, for me, one of my favorite things about the Christmas season is making gifts. I just think it's fun. It's enjoyable. I've always liked that. I mean, I like being in my shop. I like woodworking. I make stuff to sell now and then, but mostly gifts. And I just like to make stuff and share them with others, and make presents and stuff. And around Christmas, be out here and it be snowing out, and I have Christmas music on or the radio, and making gifts and stuff, and then bringing things in the house and finishing things in there, and yeah, I'd like to do more with my wife too, making gifts together, and but yeah, it's just something I enjoy. I just like to make gifts around Christmas time. And actually, what I always say I'm going to do, I'm going to spend the whole year, throughout the year, working on Christmas ornaments and gifts throughout the year, because then it's not a whole bunch at Christmas and you're not so busy. And and then you're kind of in the Christmas spirit throughout the year because you're working on gifts and stuff, and making Christmas things. But for sure, around November, I like to start making things. And I used to make more and do more. I don't do as much, but I'm trying to get back into it and do more. For a long time, I would make a new wood Christmas ornament and give them to, all our kids and, family and friends, and, and I would make a new one every year, and so I want to try to do that. So I'm trying to come up with a new ornament I want to make this year. I'm not really sure. Or I might, bring back an older one, and maybe I didn't give that one, or we didn't give it to everybody, and we have, new friends too and stuff. So yeah, I want to try to make an ornament, and I have some other ideas, and I'm actually going to make, because I've gotten into making hiking sticks and carving spoons, we're going to give hiking sticks to some people. I'm going to work on those, and spoons and ornaments, so that'll be kind of the thing. A couple other things, but that'll be kind of our main thing, I think, and then, gift cards and stuff for kids and people. But the thing is, I know we can really get into buying stuff, and then you feel bad if you can't buy a lot. It's not about all that. I mean, Christmas is a celebration of Jesus' birth, and that he came to save us, and to celebrate that. Yeah, when Jesus was born, the wise men gave him gifts, and so that's what started our gift giving, because they gave gifts to Jesus. Now we give gifts to each other to remember him, and that. But it's gotten to be where, people buy so much and spend so much money and credit cards and go in debt buying gifts. It shouldn't be that way. And, just enjoy. Don't let all that take away from your Christmas enjoyment, and that's why I like making gifts. And not everybody likes handmade gifts. And I mean, everybody should, because that's more, I think, better than something you just bought in the store. But if you can, I think everybody can in some way make some gifts, make gifts instead of spending so much money. And here's the thing. A lot of people, and I know, a lot of people have extra money, but you don't have extra time, and maybe you don't have certain talents or whatever to make gifts. So it's easier and better for you to buy gifts, and that's how you show love. That's okay. So it's okay to buy gifts and all that stuff. Just don't get wrapped up into it so you feel bad about it. It should be an enjoyment, to buy gifts for people. But if you can, make gifts. I mean, you can sew, and you can do crafts, and you can make so many different things you can do. You can bake, I mean, you can write letters and stories and poems and give to people. Whatever your gift is. If you can do woodworking and all that kind of stuff, you can make small woodworking type gifts, or you can make bigger things. There's all different ways, different talents and ways of being creative to make gifts for people. And they mean so much because you put your work into it and your talents and your love into it, and you made something to last for years that you can give to somebody. So if you can, take time to do that. Maybe this is a year you start a new tradition of making something. Maybe it's making a plate of cookies for, family and friends, or sewing something, writing something, building something, crafting something. So I just challenge you all to think about things you're good at, maybe something you want to start to learn, carving spoons, like I started. I love it. And I just started this past year, And so find a new hobby, something you really enjoy, and you can use that hobby to make gifts for people. So yeah, I just challenge you to do that. So I just have a list of things, some ideas I wanted to show you of woodworking gifts, and they're all smaller gifts, and a lot of them are using the scroll saw, but not all of them. But here, just some ideas. I just wanted to throw these out, and these are some things that I've made, and I might actually put some pictures up too as I'm talking about them. And then I'm going to make something on the scroll saw, just a neat little gift. Okay, so one thing you can make, Christmas ornaments. And again, there's all different ones. I mean, you can take a foam ball and stick, decorative, sparkly things into it. You can make clay, plaster. You can make really natural things like twigs and branches and all kinds of. There's different ways you can make Christmas ornaments that way. All different. You can sew things in fabric. All kinds of ways you can make Christmas ornaments. But I like to make them out of wood, and I like to scroll saw them. And I make all my Christmas ornaments, and some people make them really detailed and with really thin wood. I don't like to make them really detailed. I like to make them more simple. You've seen the ones I've shown you, and I have lots of videos on doing that. But I like to make them pretty simple. I don't like, to take a lot of wood out. I like a lot of wood left so you can see the wood and the grain and everything. I like them simple, and I like to use 1/4 inch, sometimes 1/8 inch, but I like 1/4 inch because they're more solid and they don't break as easy. 1/4 inch oak, cherry, maple, walnut, different woods. And I have probably about 20 Christmas ornament designs that are my favorites. I have 2 or 3 that are my real favorites. And then I have books and magazines of thousands of Christmas ornament patterns and ideas and designs. So there's tons of ideas out there. You can Google, you can buy, scroll saw magazines and woodworking magazines. You can go just get patterns for free online. So there's lots of ideas for Christmas ornaments. And that's kind of something neat, because, people can have it and hang it on their Christmas tree. Or you can hang it in a window. They look really nice hung on the window, by a little suction cup on a window, or just hang it up somewhere or around the house. Christmas ornaments, I think, are nice to hang around the house year-round, even just a couple of them. It's just, I don't know, kind of neat. I like making Christmas ornaments, so I want to get into making some more this year for gifts. So, that's one thing. Obviously, you can make names and words. I've done that on the scroll saw, too. What's really cool about that is you can make anything. You can spell anything. And there's a couple of different ways you can do it. I have a set of patterns, the hardboard templates where I just put on the wood and trace the letters so I can spell anything. And it's nothing fancy. People have asked about it. It's just a block font that I printed off, and then I made the pattern. It's nothing fancy. A block pattern is easy to read, and they're easy to scroll saw. So, you can do that. And another way is to just go on your computer and type the word, and then you can, there's hundreds of different fonts on your computer, or other ones you can download too. So you can do it in different fonts and more like script writing and stuff, and just print it off. And you can change the size that way. So you can make them like that high or that high, whatever. You can make big ones and put them on a wall or on the front of a house. Or there's so much variety of ideas of making names and words on the scroll saw like that. If you don't have a scroll saw, you can use a jigsaw if you want to do them bigger, So, making names and words, and you can spell anything. So it can be, if somebody likes coffee, write the word coffee and cut it out, and they can put it by their coffee pot. We got one of those. Their favorite word, their saying, you can scroll saw it. You can make it. And, of course, names, anybody's names. I have made so many names over the years, all of our kids' names, and, I've made, for orders for people, I've made the names of their kids or family, and I've done so many names and words, and they're fun to make, and they're custom. You can't go to the store and get somebody's name. There's places you can order them, and they most likely use a scroll saw to make them. But you can do it, and it's just fun. It takes 5-10 minutes, to make a name, sand it a little bit, stain it, paint it, whatever, and that's a wonderful gift. Other thing is, too, a lot of times I'll use poplar to make my names if they're for kids, because poplar paint's really nice. So then you can give them to kids, and then they can paint them. So that's kind of a neat gift because you made it, and yet they get to do something on it, too. They get to paint it or color it or use markers or crayons or anything. So it's kind of cool. So, names and words. Small toys, games, and puzzles. Now, I haven't done a lot of toys, but There's so many things you can do. All kinds of like old-fashioned toys you can make. I've done a couple of brain teasers and my wood whizzers and stuff like that. A couple other little things, but I haven't done too many toys. But there's a lot of ideas out there, a lot of things you can do in toys. Games, I've made those. Just marble and peg games, different things like that. I've made a lot of puzzles, and I don't make them. They're like 6 or 8 piece puzzles at the most. They're smaller because they're wood blocks. But yeah, a lot of variety in puzzles. Any shape, any animal you can make into a puzzle. Even names you can make into puzzles. Decorations, for wall hangings and table decorations. Oh, there's just an abundance, a plethora. There's a word for you. Yeah, I got hundreds, if not thousands, of patterns for just different decorations, wall hangings and stuff. A lot of them are words, some are just pictures, scenery, all kinds of stuff. A lot of things you can put on a tabletop too that have like a stand on them, so you can do a lot of that. Like clocks, you can buy the clock inserts or the thermometer insert or a picture frame insert, a little round one you put in the things. You can buy those and put in there. So yeah, lots of variety in decorations you can scroll saw and you make. And then there's useful items, which are kind of neat because you made it. It's made out of wood, and you can use it to do things like back scratchers, oven pulls, push pull things for the oven to pull the rack out. Cell phone stands, I've made tons of them, and they're super easy. Just a square with a slot in it that's angled so your cell phone stands up in there. And you can make it bigger, wider, and it'll hold the tablet or iPad or whatever. And you can do some shape ones too. I've done a couple of those. Those are kind of fun. So yeah, cell phone stands, business card holders, a huge variety of ways to make business card holders. Napkin and letter holders. I'm going to do a lot of those. Some of the first things I made were napkin and letter holders, Christmas card holders kind of thing. Just to cut a shape, put it on a base, and then another board on the back to hold it in, and those are kind of neat. I get small clocks. I already said, the different things they're kind of stand-up decorations. You can put a clock in. Shelves. I haven't done any big shelves. Well, I've done a couple of bookshelves. And I'm talking about small things. There's a whole big variety of big things you can make too, but small shelves where it's just a small board with a back, and then you can do a decoration on it. You can scroll saw something, hang it on the wall just for knickknacks or a couple of books or something. Bowls, if you're a wood turner, you can do bowls and mugs and all kinds of things on the lathe if you have a lathe. And there's ways of making bowls and mugs with the scroll saw and other tools too. You kind of need, or just hand carve them, or key racks. That's another really good, useful one. And that's another thing, you can just make anything you want. It can just be a board, a nice board with a kind of scallop top or whatever, and it's just cup hooks or little key rack hooks, and they're simple to make. Or you can make it really decorative. The back, you can have words, you can pictures, all kinds of stuff. Trinket and keepsake boxes. Those are a wonderful, useful thing. It's great for kids, grandkids or kids, anybody really, because they could be for keeping pictures in, small collectibles, toys, just special things, And I like a size about this big, maybe 12 inches long by 6-8 inches deep, maybe 4 or 5 inches high. And I made some of those a few years back, 3-4 years ago. I made some. I actually made one for all of our kids and grandkids. Those are kind of fun. They didn't turn out super good because I'm not super good at making that kind of thing. That's more using the miter saw and table saw. It's really all you need to make boxes. But to make good miters, but you don't have to miter them. Just make a square box. There's all different kinds of joints. You can do finger joints or whatever, and miter, or just box joints. I'm not real good at all that kind of stuff, but I'm kind of learning here and there. But they turned out all right. I made them out of different woods. You can put felt in the bottom of them, and then you can put wood or rubber legs on the bottom. Trinket boxes and keepsake boxes are really special because then people can keep their special things in them. And you can decorate them too. You can put names on the top and decorations, all kinds of stuff. Desk organizers. That's a really good, useful thing. I've made a few of them. So simple. I mean, take just a 1x4 or 1x6, piece of wood, and then just build it on there. I mean, I've made them where it's just a couple of holders for pens and pencils or toothpicks. Maybe put a name or a word on there. Maybe put a business card holder on there or a cell phone holder. A thing to hold letters, a letter holder in the back. I mean, there's all kinds of different things. Thing can hold paper clips or, other office things. I mean, you can customize it too. If it's for a desk or an office, or if it's in the kitchen. I've made a few different ones. Those are fun because you can be so creative and just do different things on there. And you can customize it to the person too. So desk organizers. And then, like me, lately I got into making hiking sticks. Only made a few of them. I must have probably about 50 sticks in my garage next door to my shop here, and they're all drying and they're ready. Some of them I have shaved and some of them I haven't. But those are fun. It's just branches, and you can do them different sizes. You can do them short with kind of a knob on the top or kind of a handle thing, so it's more like a cane where you lean on it. Or you can make it more of a hiking stick, about 4 foot tall. Or you can make them 5-6 foot tall, more of a staff. And then, I add things to them. Add like a paracord on the top. You can add leather. You can add like bear bells or just little trinket things hanging on it. Beads and stuff. And then you can use a wood burner to put people's names on there, or scripture, or sayings, or anything. Designs on the stick. You can carve things on them. So I've made a few. I haven't done too many because I got into carving spoons more, but I'm going to do more, and we're going to do some hiking sticks for Christmas gifts. So that's a neat thing. If people like to hike or even just walk, a hiking stick is really nice. Yeah, you can buy a cane. You can buy trekking poles and that kind of stuff, but a wood hiking stick is kind of special. I've made a couple of big ones. I've realized, though, don't make them too big and heavy. Like if it's a bigger person, you figure, I'll make a big one, a heavy one. Well, you don't want it to be too heavy. It's to assist you in walking and hiking. So you don't want it too heavy. You want it sturdy, but don't make it too heavy. But hiking sticks is a neat gift. And carved spoons, of course. I've gotten into carving spoons. I like it because it's just branches. I can do it anywhere. It's fun. It's simple. Each one's unique. It's so relaxing. I just enjoy carving spoons. I haven't carved any in a couple weeks now, so I have to do some of that this week. So carving spoons, and forks also, and butter knives and tongs and all kinds of other utensils you can do. You can do bigger spoons too for in the kitchen and stuff. But learn to carve. It's an easy, cheap woodworking hobby to get into. And those are special too. Yeah. So a lot of this is with the scroll saw, or trinket boxes and keepsake boxes. You really only need a miter saw. A table saw works nice if you're ripping the width, some of the dimensions. But honestly, you get like a 1x6 or 1x8 boards. You could use a hand saw and put together boxes, trinket boxes, and just make a lid. You can make them fancy, you can, you can put them on hinges, or you can just make it so the lid kind of fits in. You put another piece of wood on the bottom, and it kind of fits in the box. So with a hand saw and a couple of basic tools, you can make trinket boxes and stuff. So some of these, you don't really need a lot of tools. A lot of these, scroll saw, cheap scroll saw, and you can do stuff. But a lot of hand tools, you can make some neat wood things too. And again, you can use dimensional lumber that you buy, or you can use branches and twigs and stuff, There's just so many things you can do. And of course, if you're more into bigger types of woodworking, you can build furniture, cabinets, if you're a wood turner, you can do bowls and mugs and glasses, all those different things. So many neat things on the lathe. Just different tools, it depends on what kind of woodworking you're in. Again, scroll sawing is easy and cheap to get into, and so is hand, carving stuff. But there's a lot of other kind of woodworking. So, depending on what kind of woodworking you're into and what you want to do and the tools you have, you can make some wonderful gifts. But I just challenge you to get out in your shop and make some gifts for Christmas. It means so much to people. It could be simple little things. It doesn't have to be big stuff. And if you don't do woodworking, get out in your craft room. Set up a craft room, or write, or bake, or there's different ways that you can make gifts, from your talents and your heart to give to people. Oh yeah. I rambled for 28 minutes. You gotta love it. Okay, I'm going to go over to the scroll saw now, and I'm going to make something, just a little thing I wanted to show you that you can make, and I'm going to do some of these for gifts this year. So, here we go. Okay. So, we're at the scroll saw now. So, what I'm going to make is a simple little nativity scene. Okay, and it's kind of neat how this is made, and you've probably seen these before. There's lots of different patterns and designs. This is just a simple one. So basically, it's actually a stand-up puzzle nativity scene is what it is. So this part here, that's the manger, kind of a little house or cave, but then worked into it is a star. It's kind of neat how that works. And there's Joseph, and there's Mary, and there's baby Jesus. And it all comes apart. So it's going to be a little puzzle, and it's really simple to make. You can see how quickly this goes. And this is, I think this is oak, but it might be white oak. It's really nice. And then I put clear tape on the back again. Clear tape on the back of hardwoods makes it cut smoother, easier. The less chance that the blade's going to break, and less chance that it's going to burn the wood. So putting plastic clear tape on the back really helps. And if you want to laugh, watch number, I think it's 54. I think I was putting plastic tape, and it took like 10 minutes, and it was cheap tape, and it was hilarious. I didn't plan that, but it was funny. I still watch it and laugh. Actually, the video after that, number 55. Is me laughing watching that video. Anyway, yeah, clear tape. Good thing. Okay, so let's get to cutting. Camera a little closer here. I think I'm gonna put a new blade in here. Sometimes it's nice to just have a fresh blade. And again, there's all different kinds of blades you can use. I use Olson blades, the PGT 12 TPI 8 reverse. That's like my favorite basic blade. Seems to cut really nice and they last. But there's all different blades out there. And actually, if you buy them in bulk, they're a lot cheaper. I mean, like that, the 6 blades, it's like $4 or $5, I think. Which ain't bad. You can do a lot with 6 blades, but go online, you can get like a dozen for $20, $30. Or no, a dozen, or 12 dozen. You can get like 12 dozen blades for like $20, $30, which is a really good deal. If you order them online. Flying Dutchman, I remember those are really good blades. I think it's Mike from South Dakota has those. I haven't ordered them from him for a long time, but they're good. And there's lots of different brands, but yeah, a lot of times I just use the Olsen because I can get them at the store here. But lots of different blades you can use. The number 5, number 7, I think are the good numbers for most things. Okay, so basically, see, it's a stand-up puzzle, and that's kind of the roof, you know. Now I'm going to cut out, I think I'm going to cut out the small pieces first, get them out of the way. But and see how I have a foot pedal? It makes it nice because I have both hands up here. I don't got to stop and turn it off. I just let up on the foot pedal. So it keeps my hands free. This is a basic design. There's no details. It's just really basic. It's got their kind of their hands. Basically, they're praying over baby Jesus. Is the kind of the picture there. Okay, so now, so it's a puzzle. So there's Mary and Joseph and Jesus, and then there's the building, or not the building, but the little manger, cave, whatever you want to call it. And then the next cutout is the middle part that holds all that, and the star. It's a puzzle, so that's kind of different parts like that. So the thing about puzzles, you keep everything. So there's not really any scrap. So see how that comes out, and that's so like let's say you make a mistake or something, you can't really trim that out because you want to keep it all. You don't want to have any holes in it. Okay, so that's the puzzle. So then I'm gonna real quick here. And again, when you're scroll sawing, when you're doing anything, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's beautiful and wonderful, however it works out. And I'm just going to, 1 second here. Okay. It's pretty much done. I'm just gonna, first of all, take the tape off the back. Again, the tape on the back just helps it to cut better. It really does help. It makes it cut smoother. There's less chance of a blade breaking. There's less chance of burning the wood. Somehow the plastic on the back cools the blade. I'm not sure how it works, but I know it works. Some people may say it don't work. Maybe it didn't work for them, or maybe it doesn't always. But it does work. It does help, I think. So I always put tape on the back if I'm doing oak. Not always oak, but most of the time oak. If it's, this is 3/4 inch oak. If it's thicker oak, maple, cherry, especially cherry, other real hardwoods, it just really helps to cool the blade and make it cut nicer. The tape is coming out kind of hard because I taped this on here a couple years ago. Again, I have a whole bunch of things, lots of wood things laid out, already traced and ready to cut that I've had for years. I did that years ago. I just, then they're all ready to go. And so some of them actually have been traced on and taped for years. You don't have to do that. You can just do it as you go. But so years ago, I got a lot of things ready to make. So I'm just erasing the pencil lines where I kind of missed a little bit. Again, it's no big deal. It's just you don't have to follow a perfect line. Sometimes it's more important, but puzzles and things like this, be creative and go outside the line and outside the box, a little bit. And just a lot of times a pattern is just a guide. You can vary it, and actually that's good to do. It's good to make things unique, and make them kind of take a pattern and make your own idea, your own way. Customize it to when you sand, you can get the little pencil lines off too when you do that. And again, you can, if you have a bench sander or power sander, you can do this. I'm just going to lightly sand them by hand. You don't have to do much sanding because that edge cuts really smooth, that inner edge. It's just the face, the face of whatever it is. It's nice to sand. Whoops, whoa. Drop it. More than anything, like the edges. I like to do the front edge of things just to get them a little rounded. Get that little, sometimes there's little frays or little furry edges. Depending on what kind of blade you're using. I'm using a really smooth blade, so there's not much. It's just a tiny bit on the top edge. And this is a stand-up puzzle, so I kind of make sure the bottom's really flat. It should be already flat. If you're using dimensional lumber, it's already flat on the bottom. Well, I'm just doing this quick. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. And what I usually do is, I'll use a power sander and sand the front and back. Again, you don't have to sand the edges because they're really smooth. A lot of times you don't have to do any sanding. If the wood was pretty smooth on the front and back to begin with, there's not much sanding. Oops. So there's so many special things you can make. Just be a little creative, and whether it's woodworking or other crafts or different things, or again, writing, baking, creating things, building things, making things, and, gifts can be a service to somebody, doing something for somebody. We did that years ago, like with the kids and different things. You can make a little book or something that says different things you'll do for them throughout the year. That's kind of special, kind of fun. Okay, now I'm going to try something here. Okay, so it's all finished. So it's a puzzle. And I'll sand it better. I just kind of did it quickly. I'll do a little bit more. So this is kind of the neat thing. Let me put this down a little bit like this. Okay. So it's a puzzle, but it's a stand-up puzzle, and it's a scene. Okay? And what you can do, if let's say you can have this on your mantle or on a shelf. If you go like this, see how I did that? I just kind of pushed the people out and pulled the manger part back. So now the star is kind of standing out and the people are kind of standing out, kind of neat. Now the other thing is, you might be saying, well, it's all one kind of wood. It's kind of hard to see. Well, what a lot of people do, and what I'm going to do something different here, you stain the different parts. So basically, you could stain them so they're all alternate, so the different ones stand out. I don't have any stain out here. Yesterday I brought all my stain and stuff in the house for the winter. But I'm going to do something here. I'm going to make this a different color so it all stands out. And the way I'm going to do it, I heard this years ago. There's different things you can use for stain. It doesn't have to be stains. It can be coffee. I'm going to take just a little bit of my coffee here. And I'm going to stain just the front edge. Let me see this. I'm just staining the front edge, the face of this one part of the puzzle. And look at that. This is coffee. Is that cool or what? Look at how it pops out the green. So I didn't have any stain, so I just used the coffee I had. Just to give it some color, to show you. You might want to stain it, or just use a clear sealer or whatever. But now, we'll put it together here again. So now, when you look at it, it pops out a little bit more. Because you have a couple of different colors. Is that neat? Oh, there you are. just a neat little, it's a nativity scene, and it's also a puzzle, and it's also a decoration. Oh yeah. Yeah, I just challenge you and encourage you to take some time this year to make some special gifts. Make some special gifts that you will have fun making. You put your heart and talents into it, and it'll be a special gift for your loved ones, friends and family, and maybe even strangers. Anyhow, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please hit the like button. Or if you didn't like it, hit the unlike button. Please comment. Please share. I have tons of other videos. I'm up to 325 videos. It's crazy. Again, they're not professional. I don't make money from them. This is just a hobby. I like making videos. I like teaching. I like sharing my life. I have tons more videos, scroll sign videos, woodworking, teaching, trucking. Now I got bushcraft and hiking and lots of family things, and just, now I got my doing my little shorts videos, and I'm using that to sing. And again, those singing videos, I do not have a voice. It's not so that you say, oh, he's a great singer. No, it's so that you laugh. I hope those singing videos help you laugh. But yeah, I have like 30 playlists, all kinds of videos, so check them out too. And yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Yeah, get out and make something. And yeah, cherish every day. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.